husband is a withdrawer, wife is a pursuer, they're in stage 1. The husband will acknowledge that he feels bad or guilty, but then he stops himself because he feels like his wife is sort of enjoying it in an I told you so way.
I don't want to ask him to go deeper with his partners. It might be too strong of a word, but anything that feels like contempt or enjoying it, ouch. The female partner in this case, we need her to catch and go closer to her inner world, because if there's any sense of she expresses anything like she's enjoying it and or I told you so, like, ooh, I would consider those to be bullets. Those are going to undermine any safety we're working so hard to establish. That is going to so scramble the signal.
So you're saying that if he begins to share his inner world, bad, guilty, and the wife has an I told you so attitude, you would go to her and reflect, conjecture around that?
I would say something like, okay, remember how important the safety is in this room. I feel very tender about what happens here. And so wife, maybe I'm making the wrong meaning, but I feel a little confused by your response. Your husband's following my lead. He's working hard. Feeling bad and guilty is not fun for anybody. And yet your response is kind of confusing for me. Could you help me? I want to know more about what's happening for you. Also, I'm reminding myself of how well partners know each other, even when they're escalated and disconnected. And so like there are times when one partner will perceive an eye roll and I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I might not have been looking. So anything like that, real or perceived, I slow way down and go there.
That is my sort of follow-up question, because I'm not sure with Kristen's couple if she feels like it is real or perceived. You know, in the case that the wife isn't having an I told you so experience.
Experience.
If she's not having that, so it's not real, it's perceived. Like, how do you intervene in a different way?
You go in as if it's real. It's real to the husband's nervous system. And there's no way around that. We can't convince him it's not real. It feels real to him. And we can validate that she says, I don't know what I'm saying or doing that gives him that feeling. Okay. Fair. I believe you. That's true. And yet, husband, something happens. There's a trigger for you. You see something, you hear something, or maybe even before she's even started her response, your internal world is, gotcha, I'm guilty. And so before I even know what I've done wrong, I'm making quick meaning about myself.
Yeah.
Which happens for people, right?
Right.
Anything that scrambles a signal that much in the session, in these moments between the partners or between any of us and our clients, we want to slow way down and unpack. We can try to work with ourselves. The withdrawers would say it's not real. Whether you perceive it or not, it's not real. Don't validate it, compartmentalize, move away from it. Pursuers will say, real or perceived, you're abandoning me and you can't and I can't. And it's really fascinating to realize the science doesn't need us to separate out real or perceived. And that's why I'll say to my clients, real or perceived, something's happening here. And they're just as valid, whether it's real or perceived, it's equally valid because their nervous system is responding. And remember, the brain is way too risk adverse to have random emotion.
So regardless, real or perceived, he experiences her as gleeful at his pain, winning at his pain. Doesn't matter if that's true. Like, how do you unpack that for him? Because he just wants to say she's being manipulative or she's doing this. He doesn't want to go into what that feels like because real or perceived, he doesn't feel safe with her.
Unpack that piece, that's slicing it thinner, that's staying more moment to moment. I mean, we have to get used to constantly shifting our clinical focus based on the client's response. And so that's a moment where we have to grow our flexibility and like, oh, I need to follow their lead into this scrambled signal that I don't quite understand. And so let me slow down. Let me make sure I'm tracking with you. Something came alive right there. And maybe to the couple, you have very different experiences. For one of you, this feels very real. For the other of you, this feels very perceived. And right there, we could get escalated. And so let me slow down. Let me work with each of you. And you make a quick clinical judgment, probably based on who has more emotion in their voice or on their face or in their eyes, who you're going to work with first. Go with the biggest emotion in the room, the biggest reactivity.
For more hot tips on emotionally focused therapy, go to theeftcafe.com and sign up for our newsletter where you will receive short little clips like the one you just watched.